SABC presentation.
Warm welcome to you. Welcome to Interface here on SABC. My name is Thembi Samachele. Well, are remembering those who died in Marikana. It's been 3 years of agony for the families of those who lost their lives and their loved ones. There are also a number of challenges in the industry as job cuts loom. Several might announced plans to retrench work. The struggles of women in the industry are also of serious concern, although there has been some progress. Well, before we talk to outline, these are the things that we will be talking about. And of course, if you would like to participate, then do so via our social media. Find us on Facebook, it's at Interface2, or on Twitter at Interface on SABC. Let's welcome our guests tonight. Gwena is the Deputy President of the Women in Mining Association, joined by David Msiza, Deputy Director General for Mining Safety in the Department of Mineral Resources. Thank you very much to both of you for joining us.
Thank you.
So we touched, I spoke about Marikana and the significance of commemorating that day today. DDG, if I can start with you, 3 years on, the families are really looking forward to compensation from government. How is it long? How will government be compensating them?
Thank you, Thembi. Commemorate the Marikana tragedy. We would like to express our heartfelt condolences once again to the families of those who lost the 16th of August and the incidents that happened during that period. As you are well aware, the state president has initiated a process which was chaired by Ian Fallon,
the commission,
the matter, and presented to the public by the state. And those processes are currently being through the presidency to look at this issue. That the president is leading a process driving mining towns. There's a package that has been set aside, about 18 billion rands that has also been set to revive the mining towns, including the issues that was raised before was the issues of the mine
that's
workers.
Something we're going to talk about a little bit.
The president's process.
So when it comes to the of the Fallon Commission, how far is government those?
Those are at the on course, I suppose. He has previously announced on them.
Let's bring into the conversation Mekeli Boni, the Deputy President of the South African Women in Mining Association. Mama, when we talk about women in mining, there are those that say that, yes, we want to, there are jobs that just for women. So, for example, hard labor of breaking rocks should not be for women. What do you say to that?
That is not the only thing that happens in the mining industry. Everywhere you find areas where women work. So it shouldn't be mining. It is in other sectors. It's not only in mining. I don't want that when we talk of women empowerment in the mining industry, let us just women are ready and they're there. They want to be part of the industry. Let us not pick and choose areas and say, no, here women. No. Women are ready to do when they get there.
But I guess the question about be practical in what women can and cannot do. And I'm playing devil's advocate.
We are practical, but people will put stress on being able to do ABC.
So there was a conference between the resources and the Mine Health and Safety Council. The conference was looking at the status in the mining industry, and one of the issues that came was the safety and security of women when it comes to women being raped, sexually harassed, or even killed. What is the department doing about that?
First, I would like to, on behalf of the Minister of Mineral Resources, to wish all women, including yourself, when I hear a happy Women's Month.
Thank you very much.
Forever and profoundly be grateful that you have and you continue to play lives and in moving our country forward. Of this land, I mean, it to participate anyway, including now we also have the MPRDA, Minerals and Petroleum Resources Development, and encourages the participation of the sector, supported by the since the promulgation or the introduction of this there's been a significant increase in the number of women underground from about 11,000 to the last decade, you know, and we are be participating on all levels, all the way to the owner or the executive level, and it's really happening. All where we should to also know that our sector has been male dominated. We have been coming up with measures in skills development to ensure participate meaningfully. We
break very quickly, but before we do, going on safety and security in particular.
Safety, as you have clearly indicated, we held a women's conference really focusing on the health and safety and that mines are implementing all to improve the health and safety. It's engaged on some of the work that has been done and the mine health and safety, women personal protective equipment, PPE, because as you know we are males and women, so we came up with a research in this regard, and we have a woman who designed special PPE for women, including overall
is personal
protective equipment. So been showcased, as you can recall, at the conference as well. There has been developed through the council because one of the challenges that have been faced indicated there's been a significant increase in the sector. Women participation is fairly new, and you find that there has been incidents and women being attacked, and with this promotional material that will the sector to deal with it. We have also done research on security matters. We'll be coming up with guidelines the sector in achieving, and also before I end up, we are also the law to make sure that the sector also responds to the research through it.
Mekedibo, are you happy with the strides that government has put in place to deal of safety and security in particular?
More than happy, but as we must also remember that what happens here where we work can also be underground. So we need to control over wherever we are. We need to control ourselves, talk to our people all over. When it happens, it's a new thing. It happens even where we are as people. So we need to over the behavior of our people positively affect the women in their workplace.
The things I think that is impacting so much is the fact that it is such a high-dominated space, and also that coming up in droves to join the sector are then susceptible to more harm than other women. Would you say that's the truth?
Yes, and women are always for what they wear. You remember the bus rank everywhere. Okay. So in the mining industry, the government is trying its best and bringing whatever we can bring to the table. We can help our women to feel underground.
All right, we have to take a short back after this. Remember, we do welcome your thoughts. Welcome back. Interface, and this week we are focusing on mining, and we are in conversation with Caesar, who is the Deputy Director General of the Department of Mineral Resources and also the Chairman of the Health and Safety Council. And we also have Mekidiboni Mukwena, President of the South African Women in Mining Association. And we were talking earlier about women underground, and one of the issues coming up is sexual harassment. I know that is one of the main themes that came out of what kind of resolution with DDG to make sure that you once and for all.
I think on this matter, one of the resolutions we came up with is the implementation of the guidelines to deal with the issue of women health and sexual harassment, and also the adoption of the promotional we came up with. But not only that, the minor is supporting tripartite forums, provinces, where we encourage that women mining should also participate and engage in programs that will sustain these challenges that we are facing.
This sexual harassment issue is one where, you know, there's around because it usually two people, and there is debate about where it starts and Mekilibon, is there clarity in the mining sector about sexual harassment? And
really say there is clarity. You say it's something that can happen between people, or it can happen that a woman was attacked, not going anywhere. But as women, we have ways of combating that kind of, and then what we say is, in bigger numbers, we can be able to fight that. If we are more able to defend ourselves, if you find 2, 3 women with about 1,000 men, how is it? So our numbers, if they are increased, we stand a better chance of ourselves and then working against that.
Do you mines or mining houses stringent around sexual harassment that are very, everybody knows, everybody can understand?
Laws are everywhere. People will always different. Mining houses, everything on the team. People are people. They'll always go about and do the wrong things. So we need to do here as workers and in the mining industry, we have to and not like animals. That to do as people.
And from your DDG, how are you going to enforce, or how at the moment, whatever you have in policy to make sure that women are on the ground?
I think, first of all, laws are clear in terms of women participation and also the protection in the sector. And I've indicated that we've done through the Mine Health and Safety Act. We intend to our laws to further protect the women's rights in terms of the issues of health and safety as well. So I think it's very important that we stress and emphasize the issue of collaboration between our as labor and the business as well in this part. I've indicated as well that, you know, the biggest challenges are insurmountable if we work together as three stakeholders.
So one of the issues that came out at your conference was that women themselves, because is such difficult work being done underground, they tend to enter into arrangements with men to get them to do their work, and only later cry harassment or, you know, being raped or anything, or they want to do this in exchange for sex. Is that something that is a real problem, do you find? And if so, with it?
It is unfortunate something like that happens. As women in mining, when we are to conferences and so on, we try to discourage our women to do things that backfire and then come back sexual harassment. People are people. We try our best, and the government also is best. Even the mining houses are trying their best. It is a very unfortunate situation to happen in a working environment.
DDG, you mentioned earlier the issue of the personal protective equipment. There's new designs that you were showcasing them at your conference, and you know they're now more accommodating male physique and even pregnant women. But how are you going to ensure that houses actually stock these, and that it's not an idea that you have as a department that doesn't filter down to?
We came up with a guideline, already gazetted that guideline. Requires the mines to design of the women PPE, including the boots and the helmets and the spectacles to protect the women's eyes as well. We've guidelines to say they must implement that. I hope that the implementation or compliance to that guideline ultimately will, in terms of making sure that all the women are provided. Then we follow the provisions of the Mine Health and Safety Act.
What can happen?
Is to your issue compliance, and if not, that does not happen, issue administrative fines as well. But it's about us collaborating, working together with organizations business. I think ultimately we'll get all the adequate PPE are provided.
PPE be free to the women?
Yes. Law, all PPE, including are free for women and all the at the mines.
Your views on this PPE?
We are excited. It was one of the things that we also proposed, because these shoes are not comfortable for women. When you have to unbutton everything, uncomfortable. We are glad that we are there now, because the things that when we started part of the mining industry, it is one of the things that this is not for us. Can we do something for the women? Here it is. We have arrived.
On that very, very, we're going to have to take another short break. Remember, your Facebook and your Twitter messages. Already got some of them coming through. And when we come back, we're going to touch on things that are happening in the mining space. So And we are wrapping up our discussion in the mining sector and also taking some of Facebook and on Twitter. Same says mines should be nationalized and community trusts that are selected by. Interviews should be held to select candidates with extensive experience to manage them. Terry Malaji should subsidize its mines. It's a major source of income for. Let's stop building the nuclear power and focus on subsidizing them. Aldine Zacharias says we cannot have a situation where the union bosses are driving vehicles and live in $1 million whilst most workers cannot and have no food on their table. Johnny Mpubane Sibutu should nationalize the mines. That's how are doing it, and that's how we mine owners, and on go. And the theme of mines is coming out very strong. But I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you what you think on that. But I will say this: if you look at what's happening in the gold mining sector, in the coal mining space, there's been declared by unions in that space that economy is set to suffer even more resolution. How is government dealing with that?
Thank you. I think it encourages that they follow the due processes in terms of in making sure that the negotiation not impact on the economy on the of the country. And where necessary, the Minister, the Department of Labour, they do assist with the process to make sure that the process impact negatively on the issues of economy.
We're hearing the mining houses say they want to retrench thousands because the economy is not great, the commodities are plummeting, they're not able to keep running, and they're not able to labor costs as well. And government, but how can government say no when in fact there are challenges on the table?
Government and the minister has also indicated that of retrenchment should be treated sensitively because of the implications issues they have, and hence the minister has commenced or started with engagements with the stakeholders last week on to say what are the challenges this leading, what causes the governments to look at retrenchments. One of them, the unfavorable commodity. So we have been engaging with also with the organized labor last week, together and saying what can we do term, medium and long term. So this process is ongoing to and also save the jobs. But it's important, and the minister has also highlighted that the legislative framework of the country should be followed and respected in terms of the process of retrenchments as well.
Making the sector in trouble, is this a sector that is headed for doom and gloom?
It is in a way in trouble for now. What we as women, we are about what is happening in the we wish the government gets it so that people retain their necessary and where it is important. We wish that a solution is this.
What is your then to the discussion when you hear all sides of the debates? What as women in mining say should be done, being done now?
As what we're looking at is that new operations coming up. If maybe new operations, things will be that this is a cycle. One day things will come on all right. It's very important that we come up with new operations that are going to bring to those who be able to feed our children as mothers.
It's likely to come on stream soon, DDG?
There has been an increase in the number of mines since the implementation of the MPRDA from about in 2004 to 1,600 2013. And we are confident, although there's still challenges, but the mining sector will. An example I'll make quickly as well is in Cape. There has been investment of 9 billion rands recently that has been the zinc mines. Lastly, we're
going to have to leave it. Sorry, we have run out of time. Mr. Who is the Deputy Director General in the Department of Resources, and also Meki Libon, the Deputy President of the South African Women in Mining. Thank you very much to both of you for coming through on this topic, and that's how we come to the end of this week. From me, Thembisa Magele, and the team.